Mali, West Africa. According to international economic statistics, Mali is one of the poorest countries in the world. Therefore, it needs assistance. In order to assist in this endeavour, the Swiss NGO Swisscontact has implemented the Vocational Training Project since 2000, financed by the Swiss Development Cooperation. Ibrahim Maiga of Swisscontact explains.
Swisscontact a commencé son intervention au Mali il y a une vingtaine d'années.
Swisscontact began its intervention in Mali about 20 years ago, in association with craftsmen's organizations, to set up a new system of apprenticeship that we call dual or alternance training.
La formation par apprentissage de type dual.
Through this training, young, non-scholarized people and dropouts had the opportunity to benefit from complementary, technical and general training in training centers, in addition to the traditional training that they get in the small and micro-enterprises in the trade and service sector.
En plus de la formation traditionnelle qu'ils ont dans les petites et micro-entreprises du secteur des métiers et des services.
Since 1989, Swisscontact has been in Mali, especially on vocational training projects. One of these projects supports artisans, associations and training centers. Here, students learn all technical aspects of repairing cars and working with materials like iron, or as in this case, wood. The students are mostly unemployed kids from the street, school dropouts, or non-alphabetized youngsters. Here they learn how to become craftsmen, which will provide work, income, stability, and thus change their lives.
Nowadays, we cannot do anything without training. To work well, one needs to have good training. Without training, we cannot do anything. Before, we did not always need training because we worked with no structure. But today, thanks to our partner Swisscontact, we are trained and the quality of our work has improved. To develop the country, the private sector has to be strong, and it has to be promoted. This will push the other sectors forward and the country's development as well. That means that our intervention mainly concerns the promotion of the private sector in vocational training. We collaborate with organizations in the private sector so that there are relevant training courses adapted to the market's needs.
The Vocational Training Project started first in the artisan sector, but since 2007, Swisscontact has also supported training in the agricultural sector. The agricultural sector is the main source of subsistence and employs more than 80% of the Malian population. It is thus fundamental for the national economy and the improvement of local livelihoods. We are in the village of Jambala, in the south of the country. Here we see an example of how training and post-training support in the poultry sector contributes to poverty reduction.
Swisscontact accompagne les acteurs dans la mise en œuvre pratique de ce qu'ils ont appris.
Swisscontact assists the actors in the practical implementation of what they have learned during the training and supports them with equipment, other small materials and with brood cocks. We also provide a specialist to accompany them.
In the past, we struggled with many of our everyday activities. But now, thank God, we have greatly improved our situation with poultry. Being poor, when you have to deal with social issues, sick family members or other concerns, such as tax issues, it is not easy. Thanks to Swisscontact and the Poultry Project, I can manage now. The Poultry Project has positive impact, even on our traditional agriculture. We have fewer difficulties and we spend less for fertilizer because we use the poultry droppings to fertilize our fields. Poultry farming is very important and beneficial for me.
Since 2000, the year the Ministry of Vocational Training and Employment was founded, the vocational training system has been supported and financed by the Mali government. This system will provide a qualified workforce for Mali's economy, thus enabling the country to free itself from the trap of poverty. A good example of poverty reduction is demonstrated by the Women's Dyers Cooperative. We are in Dioro, in the Sagou region, in the center of the country. The cooperative has benefited from training in dyeing. As a direct result of the training, the quantity and quality of their production has been considerably improved.
Cette coopérative des femmes est en train de faire son travail quotidien.
This women's cooperative is carrying out its daily activities. They join forces to lead income-generating activities apart from their usual activities. Swisscontact, in its support for training leading to qualification and improvement of skills, help these women to improve, to work, to try doing something different than what they ordinarily did. These women today have blossomed. They can do many things with their income. They have almost doubled the income that they had before the training because they now have the other sources of activities. They multiplied their activities in the sector of dyeing.
D'autres sources d'activité. Elles ont multiplié leur activité de teinture.
Access to technical training has really done some good. Before we became professionals, we were totally dependent on our husbands financially. This, of course, was very often a source of conflict between the spouses. Now we are able to generate our own income through the dyeing activity. It allows us to contribute to family expenses, to pay the school fees for our children, and to independently take care of our small food expenses.
The perspectives of the new phase of the Vocational Training Project in Mali, financed by Swiss Development Corporation and implemented by Swisscontact, are explained by Ibrahim Maiga.
La première chose, c'est une intervention dans le secteur agricole.
The first thing is an intervention in the agricultural sector, which is really the sector of development in Mali. The second thing is that it is necessary to find better access to financing for the areas not yet addressed. The third thing is that it is necessary to accompany the trained persons for better integration into the workplace. And finally, to concentrate our actions in 3 geographical areas for better effectiveness.